Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Hawthorn versus Richmond game, in which it was probably my only good tip of the round. We won't go through all that, but Richmond ended up winning 41-30, so they're 11-point victors, in which it was just the CONTI show basically the whole game. She ended up with 35 touches and 146 fantasy points, and no one else really did anything too interesting or fancy relevant compared to the Saturday games that we had, which was just crazy to see some of those stats that people put up. Some of the girls, especially the forwards, just dominated this week. But anyway, before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the recap. So, as you can see here, 41-30. You can see here, is this on? Is this? Yeah, okay, we can make it a little bit bigger. You have here Bates, 98. From memory, she did, just a huge amount of tackles. Free kicks, 4, 3 against, that's a -6. And then a 1 behind as well to make that sort of a -5 there, I guess, if you wanted to take the differentials there. So a 98 from her is pretty decent. If we look at the fantasy by quarters, 34, 24, 14, 26. So she did slow down after a fast start. 34 in the first was, I believe, most on. If we look through here, yeah, I think that's most on. And then she was obviously, and then CONTI decided to just absolutely rip into it in the second, and she slipped away a little bit, but we'll get to Mon in a second. But yeah, so Bates was alright, but given some of the other scores this weekend, she's probably going to end up being about 10th or 12th highest scoring player in the midfield, I believe. If we look at the midfield and we go to round points, and you will see, well, that's actually probably, she's probably already about that. Yeah, she's probably already around that range. As you see with, you had Conti, Marinoff, we'll get to Blackburn, Shearer, Rowbottom, etc. You had a lot of girls go absolutely nuts. I want to just check with Purcell and stuff. So Purcell, then you had Hanks go bang again, but she hasn't really, okay. And Hurley went for 109. Wow. So that, yeah, the Swans had some crazy output this game. She's not even, she put up a 109, and I don't think and Lamb put up a 108, and they're not even going to be on the top 3. Like, there was 5 or 6 in that game that went nuts, so we'll get to that in the future. But you see Bates already, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14th highest score, and we still have 3 games to go, and in those 3 games, you've still got Collingwood Geelong, which has Prezi, Davey, Benici. Freo has Bowers still there, and St Kilda have they don't have any mids, I don't think. And then Essendon, you got Maddie Prasparkas there, so and potentially Swanson to beat her out. So there's probably a good 6 or 7 that could easily beat her out. So 20th highest score with a 98 is quite ridiculous in the midfield. But yeah, she did all right. Lucas Rod only 9 touches, but gets to a 76. I've been really, I think Lucas Rod, it's just due to her not being in the best side or something like that, that she's just struggled to, I guess, score, or get the touches needed to score well. If we look at Lucas Rod here, there we go, bring her up. She's still valued over $1 million, but yeah, just sometimes just doesn't get involved in the game. 18 and 9, 18, 26, 14, 28, 21, 21, 12. So she doesn't get crazy amount of touches. So she can sometimes struggle to rack it up compared to other players. Gilroy 15, 3 and 5. Ashmore 15, 5 and 3. So very similar on that front there. And they ended up 75 and 68. McDonough 67 with 1 goal, 100% time on ground is decent for a player, obviously. Fleming. And this was a funny thing. I had I saw on Twitter some of the Hawks fans were saying that Fleming is going to win the Rising Star now because of Moffat being out injured. Well, it was a slight possibility until about 4 p.m. on Saturday. I knew Goldsworthy was in front of Fleming. And I thought that it was tight, and there was a chance that Fleming could, with some good games, go on top. And she started off really well. If we actually look at the stats here, 28, 13, 24 and 1. So she had a good couple of other quarters there. She would have easily gotten to 100, and it would have been more like a 25 and 5 game. If we look here, it would have been more like a 25, 3 and 7 game, something like that, which is a really good game as a rookie. But we'll get to Goldsworthy, and in the recap, is it tomorrow? We'll get to Goldsworthy tomorrow. So that would have been 105, 305, 505, 705. Oh no, sorry. 105, and I think these were two 305 games. So yeah, it was around 4 o'clock that we knew Goldsworthy was going to win the Rising Star with her performance. So then we move down here. Richardson 63, Smith, Wales, Bascarin, Stratton the 50 just didn't get involved, and I believe it was it last quarter that she got going. No, just didn't really get going at all. 9, 18. 9, 8, 18, 15. So I guess she did get going in the second half to record a 33, which is a lot better than the 17 in the first, but never really got going. And then none of these girls really matter. Everest with a decent start, got to 34 at halftime, but really should have kicked on and scored a 55 or 60 there, but ended up on a 45. So just sort of rookie sort of can fade out of games quite easily. And then we look at these CONTI results, and kicking to one end, she had 91, and the other end, she had 55. I mean, 55 is still decent. But yeah, those second and fourth quarters from her, just literally putting the team on her back. I mean, if we look at this, 35, 7, and 9, just putting up, I believe it was Dunkley did this in the men's, and I don't think anyone's done it in the women's yet, is to have a 30-plus disposal game, and then 10 and 10 as well. Marshall might have done it as well, but it's a lot more. It's prevalent more in the men's, where you can get someone that can just have high marks, high tackles, and they put up a massive score because of that. And that is one of the biggest factors, because she's gone here and got 36, 57, 55 non-disposal points, and she hasn't even laid the crazy 15, 16, 17 tackles. I think did Marinoff do it one? I think Marinoff might have done it 1 week where she just went crazy. You can see 8 and 8, but she's actually not gotten, when she lays the tackle, she doesn't get marked. So that 8 and 8 against and Riddell wouldn't have done it, surely. Riddell did it close with that 151 when she went 6 and 10. That's 58. Has Gardner gotten anywhere close to this marker that I'm talking about? 60 here, 55. But nothing really extremely close there. Has Gardner gotten anywhere close there either? Doesn't look like it. She's more tackling rather than marking, so she doesn't get close, and obviously want to see that Goldsworthy game. She got close in that. That's why Goldsworthy 69 non-disposal points in marks and tackles. I think Goldsworthy might have had a 100 non-disposal point game or something like that, just looking at the stats there. So that's how crazy that game was. But yeah, Conti just the 7 and 9 just catapults your score. If you can score 50% of your points in non-disposals, that's usually a really good sign. Especially at the high volume. And she's gone and done 55 out of 146. So even that is still only 40, probably 38%, somewhere around there. And that still produced such a massive score because of the disposals that she racked up. I'm pretty sure she racked up somewhere close to 18. Let's actually look at it. Was it 18 and 17 or something? 21 and 14. So she had even a good split there, 3 and 2. So a 1.5 kick to handball ratio was really, really good. Egan 96, pretty good. Seymour 78. I'm pretty sure she dominated early or something, and then faded a little bit. If we look here, you can see. Dominated early, got to 61 at half, and then just decided to just not play in the second half. Dempsey was her usual best, 77 though. I don't think she got involved much in the outside of didn't get involved much in the tackling, only 22 non-disposal points, and then the free kick differential brings it down to 20. And then you got Hoskin. Brennan got off the hook early. I think she got to 25 at 29 at quarter time, and then just sort of coasted it in for a 68. Sheeran was on 3, I think. You can just see here. She was on 23 at 3/4 time, and I thought this is a really good thing if she can just play out of 30 or something like that, sort of like Priest last week, but for the people that didn't have Priest. And you can gain massive just because of that. So, I still gained massive because a lot of people have gotten rid of Heads, and Sheeran went 47 and the Heads went 84. So I still gained 37 points there. But, you can just see the gap there. Miller, McLennan, Greaser, Cox, Lynch, Graham, Wicksteed, Keller, Yesir. So none of these girls really mattered too much. Just a pretty good game from the Richmond girls. They ended up winning. I think came from behind, I want to say. Or it was a tight game, at least for the most part, that game, and I'll just quickly search it up. we're in round 8 anyway. Let's just see. I'm pretty sure they were behind. They were behind by 1 point at halftime, and then at 3/4 time they were actually down by 9 points, and then they had a 3-goal 3-1 behind quarter, so a 20-point gap in that quarter to really bring it back. But anyway, that is the video there, and I'll see you guys in the next recap, which will be the Swans smashing the Western Bulldogs. How bad have the Western Bulldogs been this year? But I guess I'll see you guys in that video. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.